So my name's Ben, I'm 30 years old, a father, a husband, and I like reptiles. So before we get into the reptiles, let me just show you where we're standing. This is just a basic wooden shed. It measures 9 foot front to back, 8 foot bottom to top, and 21 foot from left to right. And as you can see from that sweeping shot, I've got quite a few vivariums. So what I do is I'll take you through each of these, let you know future plans and kind of what we've got coming up. So starting down here in the left side of the reptile room, we have my female Uromastyx Thomasi. She's in a 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot high enclosure, custom background. She's got her cork bark, fake succulents. I did originally have real succulents in there with her, but she decided that they looked tasty and started to chew on them, so we removed those. It's very early in the morning right now, so she's still huddled up in that back corner. And if she comes out during the day, I'll add a few snaps and overlay those. Above her, in a 3 by 2 by 18, we have a male Uromastyx Thomasi named Paul. Again, very early, so he's sleeping right now. Next to him, we have a very small enclosure, a 1 by 2 by 17, I believe it is. So there's no intention to put animals in here. This will be simply for storage, as you can see right now, or I will put some infants if I decide to breed the 2 Uromastyx. They're very young at the moment, so not this year, but maybe next season we'll see if we can get some eggs out of them. We have my first arboreal enclosure here, which is 2 by 3 by 2. I think it's actually a little bit higher than 3. I think it's about 37, 38 inches. Again, nothing in here. Waiting for inspiration. I have a few scaping materials. I have some substrate. Just not sure what's going to go in there just yet. So you might be wondering why I purchased a smaller enclosure if I hadn't intended to put any animals in there. And that's because this is the Viv Exotic display wall. So that display wall comes with the 4 foot bearded dragon enclosure, the 3 foot tall arboreal enclosure, the 3 foot wide medium, and then the 1 foot by 2 foot smaller enclosure. And that smaller enclosure also serves a good purpose of raising the babies if I do decide to breed. You'll notice as well that I have 2 Viv Exotic display walls. So I have the 4 in the cluster there, I have the 4 in the cluster there, and then I have a few smaller enclosures up here, and I'll take you through all of these. Underneath that is again another bearded dragon enclosure. At the moment it's just storage, as you can see. Excuse my junk. This is still very early on in the process, so I will be building and improving as the days go on. Next to that we have a 3 foot by 2 foot. This is my leopard gecko. This is Afro. She's just snuggled up in her cave at the moment, not really interested in coming out. So again, she's got her custom background, lots of driftwood, some foliage, custom cave, and not bioactive but eco-earth arid mixed with a little bit of sphagnum moss and a little bit of sand. She seems to thrive really well on this. I've had no issues with impaction. She's been on this for 2 years now. And on the final enclosure of the Viv Exotic display wall, we have my first complete arboreal enclosure. This is a semi-bioactive enclosure, and what I mean by semi-bioactive is the bottom half is set up to be bioactive with live plants cleanup crew, and the top half is set up to be artificial. Artificial ferns, artificial flowering plants, artificial vines. I chose this method simply because the lights here, they hang quite low in the enclosure, and the plants that I originally had planted were just not surviving. They were too close to the heat, they were too close to the UV and the jungle dawn. They just weren't doing well. They were drying out, they were wilting. So we removed those, replaced those with artificial. I think it came out really well. I do know what is going to go in here, so comment down below what you think will do quite well. Again, the dimensions: 2 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot, or 24 by 24 by 36. We have a halogen bulb, we've got a deep heat projector, we've got UV, and we've got a jungle dawn up there as well. So moving across, we have my next project, which is a 3 by 2 by 1.5 foot enclosure, identical to the Uromastyx Thomasi. What we're going to put in here is Margaret, my second leopard gecko. So she's currently hiding away in her cave right here. She's currently sitting in a 2 by 16 by 17 enclosure. It's a bit too small for me. So we're going to upgrade her from this to this. Outside of the enclosures, there are some things we actually need to do to keep this room at the perfect temperature. So I have an AEG air conditioner and a DeLonghi heater. They both run off thermostats and run off timers, so in the winter months the heater kicks on and in the summer months the air conditioning kicks on. You can see right now that the heater is actually switched on. I keep it at medium and it keeps the room a beautiful 22 degrees, nice and comfortable for me. So guys, as I was talking, Paul woke up. So why don't we go and meet the first reptile of this reptile room tour. So this is Paul, my Uromastyx Thomasi. So he's 18 months old, he's a beautiful animal, and he goes a beautiful blue and orange. He's fired down right now, as I say, he's just woken up. Once he's finished basking, his colours change dramatically. I actually have a picture of this, and I'll throw that up on screen now. See some oranges coming through in his tail here, a beautiful spiny club tail, and a club tail is one of the things that separates these guys from the other Uromastyx. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see any more videos from me, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.